We are live and about 5 minutes early. Surprise, everybody, but I told you it's going to happen. This cast is amazing with technology. We are so excited. We have so much Big Brother 17 to talk to you guys about with Clay. But first, you guys know the deal. You can follow me over on Twitter. I'm at Reality Recaps. And who's here with me, John?
Hey guys, John Richardson here, excited to talk to that handsome devil himself, Clay. We're going to get to the bottom of some things too right here in the next hour. You can follow me at Comedy Jonah everywhere on social media.
Go ahead, Clay.
What's up, y'all? I just first want to thank all of y'all for the support. It's been truly amazing to have y'all behind me. And if you want to follow me on Twitter, it's C_honey, HONEY 25, and then Instagram is CH_BB17.
And Nikki Smith, if you're watching from Facebook, which I know you are, there your question's answered. Just wanted to jump in there. All right.
Yeah, and all of Clay's information and where you can find him on social media will be below this video on the edited version. Just a few quick notes before we start. Of course, you guys know you can see all of our content over at yourrealityrecaps.com/bb17. If you have any questions for Clay, leave them below this video on YouTube right now, and we'll throw them on the screen, or leave them in the chat room. John is manning the chat room. Or tweet us them with hashtag YRRLive. That's how we get the questions to Clay. Clay, I said it on Twitter. I'm jumping right off. Do you have steak in your pants?
Depending what kind of steak.
Oh my gosh.
No, I do not have steak in my pants. Look, we were on slop that week, and it was a rough week. And if there was any way I could smuggle in some kind of food, look, I was willing to do so.
What did you think of Big Brother giving you the edit of a mumbler, something I've been accused of, and I understood you just fine?
Well, I think people from the South might understand me a little more, but hey, you know what? They gave me the edit that was right. I do mumble. I know my mom has got on me a lot for that, and I just get excited. I just want to talk all at once, and it just kind of jumbles together. But I am a mumbler. I'm proud of it. I'm trying to slow my speech down so y'all can understand me, so bear with me if I get a little excited.
You sound just fine to me.
Perfect.
You do. And, you know, we all know we have that fun game where on YouTube, later on the edited version, you can turn the annotations on and see what YouTube thinks we're saying.
Oh, we might need that.
Well, no, you don't, because trust me, it doesn't make any sense. Like,
Okay.
It's just a computer guessing what we're saying, and you'll cry laughing if you ever watch back. All right, Clay, I don't want to bury the lead either. I want to jump right into one of the main questions that we're getting from so many people so we can kind of get it out of the way.
All
A
right.
lot of people have said they feel like you kind of quit the game Big Brother. Now, before I let you speak, I'm going to speak for you and tell you how I feel about this. Because really, it's about how I feel about it, Clay. I feel like, and you can tell me if you agree or disagree, I think that was a really amazing thing that you did because, oh, now I have to protect you a little in this. So let's just say you were a new Big Brother fan. You haven't been a lifelong Big Brother fan like, let's say, someone like Shelli's been. So for you to kind of give up the chance to win this money, to let somebody like Shelli, who is a super fan, stay in this game and play in that game, to me, is amazing. I don't really see that as quitting for myself, but I'm going to give you the floor and let you tell everyone how you're feeling about it.
I mean, actually, I couldn't agree more with what you just said. There's nothing in my life that I've ever quit. I couldn't disagree more with the term quitting in my situation. It's kind of exactly what you said. This meant so much to her. It also meant a lot to me, however. The way that I was brought up, I just can't take something from somebody that it means so much to. And one of us had to leave, so it wasn't like we both were going to stay. One of us had to go. I just felt like it was the right decision, and you know, I just wanted to make my parents proud, and hopefully, you know, people would understand where I'm coming from. But again, it's something that I don't regret. One of us had to leave at the end of the day, and I'm happy that she's still there.
I thought it was chivalrous, right? You're from the South. You're a Southern gentleman. She's a Southern gal. You were being a gentleman is how I kind of took it as well.
Well, I'm glad you took it that way. Hopefully a lot of other people did.
John,
As
I
long
just
as you
want
took
to.
it that way.
It's all the voices in my head, Clay. That's what they're telling me. Uh,
Seriously, John, I just wanted to tell you, you're
Sure.
engaged if you forgot. So let's bring up a one of our first questions. It's from Kathy Chronicles on Twitter, and she says, Clay, what do you think of Vanessa's theory that you're related to Johnny Mac?
Well, that's one of her many crazy theories. So, with that being said, I think it's actually kind of funny. But first, I had a twin named Cole, and now I'm related to Johnny Mac. I think now I'm Johnny Mac's gay lover. I think now me, Becky, and Johnny Mac are related. So honestly, I don't know what's gonna come up next, but I kind of laughed when she said that.
How are you feeling tonight going into tonight's episode? Are you nervous for Shelli? Do you think that she has a chance to make it through tonight's vote and then double elimination? How are you feeling about
I am a little nervous. From my last update, I think she's not in a great position. But again, you know how the house flips every 3 seconds. So if the house is willing to keep Vanessa, I think they're crazy. She's going to say whatever she has to say to stay in the game, and she's proven that, and she's done that. So I think it's a good game move on her end. But for the other people in the house, it's crazy. And it blows my mind that they're willing to keep her in this game.
Yeah. Well, Shelli is a competition beast. I mean, she is really good on that end, so I kind of understand why James, Meg, Jackie would want to take her out, but not in light of everything that we found out basically since your elimination. I would think they would want the numbers to be 5 strong with Shelli and Becky personally, but
that's
whatever.
exactly how I viewed it. Once I left, and even if I stayed, me or Shelli would have been considered kind of a free agent, which they said that she was. And instead of trying to get her out, I would think, why wouldn't they want to try to work with her? Because Vanessa is obviously attached to the twins and Austin. So Shelli, it was speculation that she was with John, which is kind of true. However, they didn't really know that. But instead of trying to get her out, why wouldn't they try to bring her in, which I thought they would do, keeping Vanessa to work with the twins and Austin. That's 4 strong right there, and that's kind of scary.
It is. Go ahead, John.
So Clay, the last few weeks, and when you were in the house, you had that sit down with Austin. Austin was kind of pleading his case to keep me, and I won't do anything to you. Do you think you and Shelli kind of regret keeping Austin? Because that's kind of when things unraveled for your Six Sense Alliance.
Yeah, no, definitely. And regret, at the time we wanted that, and we agreed with Vanessa's plan to get out Jason over Austin. So I can't really say regret. If I could go back and do it over, it may have been a little different. But at the time, we thought that was a good idea. We thought we had the numbers, and just because it didn't work out doesn't mean that I would go back and regret it. Because if it would have worked out differently, we could have looked back and said that was a great move.
Right.
So just because it didn't, we didn't want Jason gone. We did support Vanessa with the plan to get out Jason, and it is what it is. And I'm sitting here talking to y'all, so.
Yeah, and we're happy about that.
We are happy about that.
Absolutely.
Now, another question that everybody seems to want to know about is how would you describe your feelings towards the other people in the house? I'll say specifically Meg, because we saw Julie try to kind of imply maybe that there was something there. And again, I know everybody, you can all come and attack me. I was the one who said, Clay was just making a joke. I think you all just need to relax. You were in front of a live audience when you were kind of oh, she gets around the house. I totally got it was a joke. And I think people just need to relax, pump the brakes. Stop taking everything so seriously. But I mean, basically, if you had to marry, shag, or kill Shelli, John and I or Meg. Who are you picking?
Oh, John and you for sure.
You're
100%.
killing us?
Oh, wait, to get rid of?
Yeah, who you got to get rid of?
Shag, marry, or kill. You have it's Shelly, me, or Eric, and who was the last one?
That's it. Oh, Meg. Meg.
Meg.
I'm giving you the chance to get rid of Meg.
Okay, well, of course, that's the one I would get rid of.
Okay. Then
Kill
you
Meg.
gotta either marry Shelly or have fun times with her.
Oh, man.
Shag. It's called
Yeah, marriage is a big word, but we'll go
It's a
no
game.
comment
Like,
on
it's a game. It's a game. It's a joke. It's a joke thing.
Okay, so there you go. I guess then we know what we're doing after finale, Clay. Awesome. So, so let's bring up another question. John, do you have a question from Sharon? Go.
I have Rhea in our chat room. BB17 says, "Are you going to take Shelly on the trip you won?" Good question.
As of now, yes.
Okay.
I did promise her a date when she gets out, and so we'll just take it one day at a time, and take her on a date, and we'll see where it goes from there.
So the first date won't be a trip. It'll be
Well,
Olive Garden.
I don't know how the
Barbecue.
trip works out as far as when you can go on it or not, and I think we'll do the Texas thing, maybe a little barbecue.
Little barbecue. Yeah.
A lot of beer, and then we'll see how it goes. So I'm excited for it, and I can't wait.
How do I want to put this? I'll say alleged. Oh no, I'll guess, Clay. I'm gonna make a guess right now. I guess that you could probably turn that trip in for money, and I guess you'd get more money than what the actual trip is worth. So, I mean, in this fictitious world, you might want to look into that, and then you could go somewhere else with more money.
We did talk about going to Costa Rica, so maybe we can do a little flip-flop there.
Ooh, Costa Rica. They do zip lining.
That's what I really want to do.
And we saw that Shelly wasn't so good at zip lining, though, yesterday.
No, she wasn't. I think she was mortified by Austin's picture, honestly. But
Clay, be the one to break this down, because we have not had anybody been able to say this since last night's episode, although I feel like I've been saying it all season. True or false, Austin stinks and doesn't take showers?
Honestly, I have not encountered him smelling bad or foul, but I've heard from other house guests he might have. But then again, I don't go walking by him and smell him. But it hasn't been strong enough for me to notice, so I can't really say he does or doesn't.
Interesting.
I'll take his side and say he doesn't. So
I think the beard, the ponytail beard, it just seems like it just permeates. Just
old food and stench.
Oh gosh, and slop, right?
And slop and protein.
And protein. It looks like, I've said before, it looks like someone took the hair out of the shower drain and just wiped it on his face. And then he was like,
he could just run a brush through it. That's all he needs to do. Clean it up.
What did you think being in the house of the Liz and Austin relationship? Obviously, I think there's a lot of people that only watch the show that I don't think get the whole story of things. Then there are the people that watch the feeds who kind of seem to know a little bit more, but you were there. Obviously, the storyline of Liz and Austin is, it's kind of creepy, but now it seems like they're trying to turn it a little bit. What was it like you being in the house with them? Do you feel like it really could be something?
Austin is a funny guy, no matter how weird he comes off. He's a funny guy, and he's a character. I think him and Liz outside of the house probably wouldn't connect, but and this is kind of the reason that mine and Shelly's relationship grew so close, because when you're in the house and you can find somebody to be close to and to trust, your relationship grows really fast, and your feelings for that person grow really fast. So I think that kind of happened with them, and I think that she is more, she likes his personality, and the more she hangs around, the more she can kind of, get feelings for him. But she has made comments that it was more, the relationship was more coming from him than her. However, the more you watch the show, the more you watch the live feeds, you can tell that there's mutual feelings between both of them, and
last
I don't
night
know
she
if it's
said it too. She said, "Oh my gosh, I'm kind of having feelings for him now." And I think you're absolutely right. When you cut no, you're cut off from everything. You got nothing else better to do but get to know him, right?
exactly. So, and he's a good guy. He's funny, and I think definitely she's kind of fallen for his personality. And you know what? Who knows what's going to
Yeah.
happen at the house with them?
Well, speaking of the show and you watching it, Clay, here is a great question from Conley Ashley on Twitter. And she says, has your feelings changed for Shelli at all since you've been out of the Big Brother house and able to watch the shows and I'll say the feeds as well?
Um, to be honest, I haven't went back and watched the shows that I was in yet. I haven't brought myself to be able to watch those first couple episodes. But has my feelings changed? No, not at all. It sucks to be split up so abrasively and just kind of like you're with somebody 24/7, and then it's just like, all right, y'all are done. But I do watch the feeds, and it's good to see her on the feeds. But feelings have not changed. I've just been really spending a lot of time with my family right now and kind of, uncoiling and unwinding.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's like a hard breakup, I would think, right? It's just all of a sudden from you're there until you're gone.
Yeah, and
Separate.
Right.
that was probably the toughest part. It's just kind of like up and
Yeah.
leaving. But
Losing a love temporarily and the shot at being in the game, I would imagine that would be very hard. John, I know you have a question. I just want to say I want to give a tip to John. I mean to Clay. I forget whose idea this actually was, but one of the ex-house guests said it, and I thought it was brilliant for when you want to start watching the shows. Start at the end and work your way backwards.
Really?
This way you kind of get all the emotion of you being out of the house over with in the beginning, and you're kind of building backwards to the fun part of when you all just came in, as opposed to starting in the beginning and kind of working to your elimination. So I don't know. I just thought that was a smart way to watch it, but I thought I'd share my tip. You're welcome. Go ahead, John.
No, and speaking of the house, Shady in our chat room has a great question. He says, now that you're looking back at the game, is there anyone that you believe would be better to work with you and Shelli besides Vanessa?
Oh, honestly, and this is just from kind of talking to people that have watched the show and watched it all. James, Meg, and that whole side, from what I understood, had my back up until Jason going home. And Jason going home, they felt betrayed, as they should have, because they really thought that we were loyal to them, and they really trusted us. So, honestly, I would have worked with James, Meg, Jackie, all of them. And if I was in the house right now, and the things were the same, or it was the same situation, I would just stay with Johnny Mac. I mean, that would be the only guy that I would trust in the house and kind of try to play the middleman and let the other two sides go after each other, and hopefully we could just duke it out until we went to the finals.
Well, all right. Yeah, I'm not going to touch that one for now. We'll come back to that. I want to bring up a question from our official Big Brother blogger, the person that does blogs for us, Vince, about Big Brother. And he says, how mad are you that you can't be in the jury house with Shelli?
Well, I'm pretty upset. I was really looking forward to that, and the fact that it was the week before jury made it sting a little bit more. It does suck, but being able to come home to my family, that was kind of something I could lean on. However, I would love to be in jury with her right now, but that's not the case.
And I feel like I'm rubbing salt in your wound, but and to find out that if it was just one more week, you would have like a 1-4 shot. I thought, Clay, I honest to God thought they were doing that for you. I really thought you were going to be the star of jury. I was floored kind of when it didn't. But I will say, go ahead, John, go ahead.
And I love, Eric, that you give him the emotional advice and then you just rub salt.
Just rub it, right?
Just right. Just
no,
awful.
Excuse me. Can I finish my sentence? Clay, I think this will benefit you, though, for an all-star season, which I would guess would be next year. because I think it helps your storyline
Hmm.
that people are going to want to see you being back in the game and playing with Shelly.
Yeah.
So
Well,
I
I
think
should
it
hope
might be
so.
to your benefit. I,
Hopefully, I hope that's the case. And if that is the case, then it all works out. But we'll have to see, I guess.
Now, I know the answer to this question, but I'll let you answer it. Crystal wants to know, Clay, have you talked to Audrey since you've gotten out of the house? I
Uh,
loved your relationship, friendship.
Actually, she was one of the first that I reached out to, and yeah, we've exchanged numbers. We talk every day, honestly, and I'm going next week to Georgia to do a couple interviews with her. So I think our relationship is strong right now, and everything that happened in the show is kind of water under the bridge, and we know we're talking, like I said, every day. She's awesome, awesome friend, and I really value her friendship.
We do too. We love Audrey, and Audrey's the one that
Yeah.
got you over to us, Clay. We were like, Audrey, Clay doesn't see us in the
Help
sea of
us,
tweets.
Oh
In the
man.
Audrey.
sea of tweets, Audrey, can
It's
you
like
help us?
we had hoods on. We had hoods on. We're like, see us
Hood and
play.
sunglasses.
See ya. I know, right?
See us in those tweets, Clay. Go ahead,
Oh,
John.
See ya. No, television tweets in our chat room, by the way, is helping me man it. Thank you, television tweets. Has a great question. Do you think Shelly made a mistake by picking Vanessa over Johnny Mac for the comp?
um, yes and no. Again, you can go back and say you
Okay.
did something right or wrong. However,
Right.
at the time, if she would have picked Johnny Mac, then Vanessa would have known she would have gotten backdoored, and she would have campaigned a lot earlier because essentially it was a done deal that Vanessa was going to go home, and this just shows how well Vanessa can campaign. So it's kind of if she wouldn't have picked Vanessa, the cat would have been out of the bag, and she would have known something was up right away. So it's kind of a give and take deal, I guess.
I completely agree with that. Clay at Clay and Shelly on Twitter, so big fans of you guys, wants to know, have you talked to anyone in Shelly's family?
Yes, I have actually. I talked to her mom,
Her
and
dad?
I haven't talked to her dad yet, but I
Oh,
have I have talked to her older sister and her brother, her twin brother. So we've been kind of in communication. I know that her mom is, it's a hard time to go through to see your daughter on TV and watch
Hmm.
everything that's going on because my mom shared with me her emotions and how stressed she was. So I felt like I would reach out to her and offer support and just kind of if she had any questions about the house or anything she wanted to ask me, I felt like that was my job to kind of reach out to her. So I did, and we talk every so often, and I know that she appreciates the everything I have to say as far as with the show and with her daughter.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Yeah, I don't envy you guys at all. You could not pay me enough money to go in that house. I don't
it's
need my
tiny. Tiny.
family. Yeah, I don't need my family being attacked. Thank
Yeah.
God I don't have to worry about
Right.
being fired from my job. I mean, they can call John if they want. Like, go ahead, call John.
I'll give him everything now. You don't even
Yeah,
have to go now.
right. There you
Uh,
go. There you go.
So
Go ahead, John.
there's a very interesting question in the chat room. Speaking of family and all of that, Big Brother Upset asks, if Shelly wins HOH, would you be able to write her a letter?
Well, wait.
What?
I don't think he's allowed to answer that question. So don't answer that question.
okay. I
Let,
won't.
let's say, here, let me rephrase the question so that Clay
Okay,
can answer it. Clay, if you found out that you were allowed to write Shelly a letter, would you want to do it? And would you be excited?
Of course, I would love to do that. I would love to be excited to do that, and we'll just say maybe one is on the way already. We'll just leave it at
Yes, we would guess,
Ooh.
Clay. We would guess that. We definitely wouldn't
that.
say it, though.
Oh, yeah.
We wouldn't want to reveal
Right.
anything that nobody knows. Um, thanks. Nobody go tweeting anything.
No, man. Whoops.
No, it's fine. We'll cut it out of the edited chat. It's fine. Here's a good question from Shay BB17, who says, "What do you think of the Clelly fandom?" And I have to say, I hate Clelly. I hate it. I hate saying it. It sounds like I have phlegm. Clelly. I don't like it. I would have preferred Schley. I like Schley.
Schley.
Schley sounds juicy. It sounds
Juicy.
no.
It's like you have a list or something. Schley.
Yeah. Or
What
like
about Clelly? Clelly. Ugh, it's like I'm coughing.
It's because you're from Long Island. It sounds weird. Just anything.
What do you prefer, John?
I like Clelly.
Okay.
See how I say it, and it sounds better than when Eric says
It just
it.
rolls off the tongue, kind of Clelly.
Yeah.
It's
called
the L.
phonetics.
You know what I think about it? I actually, I love it. I love all the support that I'm getting from all the Clelly fans, and it is amazing. My social media is blowing up with all of the Clelly support, and I couldn't ask for any more from y'all. And it's greatly appreciated, and I'm trying to respond to the messages and tweets from all of y'all. And just give me time, I'll get to them. But hang in there with me.
I know that you said you haven't really watched any of the episodes tonight. A question I keep seeing a lot coming through is people want to know, though, are you going to watch tonight's episode just because it kind of seems really an important episode for Shelli? So will you be watching tonight's?
Oh, 100%. I'll be watching tonight, and I'll be hoping she stays. I watched the feeds all day. I just haven't went back and watched me on TV. Me leaving, I can kind of pick up, where I left off as far as from when I left to what's going on now, and I'll just leave the feeds on all night, and I just feel like I'm still in the house. So it's kind of lame, but yeah, I definitely watch the feeds. I'll be watching tonight. I'll be rooting on my girl, and hopefully she ends up staying.
And live tweeting, Clay?
I will do some live tweeting.
There you go. Make sure you're following him on Twitter. Links below. Good, John, you got a question, or you want me to take more? I just tried it down.
Take another one. The chat room's going crazy.
I know. I figured. So, what? I want to make sure I get a good one. Here we go. It's from David He Guy, and he said, "Would you have rather have won HOH or let Shelli win an HOH and kind of influence her a little bit?" If that makes sense.
So basically, hide behind Shelli's power. No.
No, I don't. Well, go ahead. I'll let you answer it. I don't think that's what he's saying, though. But go ahead.
No, I definitely want to win HOH. One, for the letter from my family, and two, Shelli had already won 2 HOHs, and she had enough blood on her hands and enough target on her back. And I told her, look, if it's just me and you up there, I think that you should, throw it to me, or just, not worry about winning because you've won enough, you have a big enough target on your back, and let me take some of that heat from you, and pretty much let me win, because she always beats me in all the competition. So, but I would definitely win over her.
You would definitely win. I think you would too. One more question from one of our favorites, Anthony, who covers, what is he covering for us right now? Bravo, Real Housewives of Orange County.
Yes.
And he races with us as well too on the Reality Rally, which we hope that you're going to go to this year, well, next year, Clay. But he wants to know very simply, would you do Big Brother again?
No question, absolutely, I would do Big Brother again. I think playing it now, or going to the house and playing, you get a new perspective on what you would have done differently and what you would have changed as far as how you would have acted, game moves. I know everybody comes out and says, oh, I would have done this better, I should have done this better, I would have did better if I did this, but I really believe that I could play a better game knowing what I know now versus before going onto the show.
Yeah. Go ahead, John.
We've got guest 707 saying, what has been kind of the biggest adjustment since being out of the house, or, maybe something you really missed that you didn't realize how much you missed until now that you're out?
I definitely miss my routine and getting on my sleep schedule, because in the house, you almost sleep in intervals. You sleep a little bit, wake up, drink some coffee, go back to sleep, wake up, sleep some more. So I'm just now kind of getting adjusted to my normal sleeping pattern, and that was probably the hardest thing since being out of the house. And I definitely miss Whataburger too. That's a southern thing. Whataburger.
Yes, it
Never
is.
heard of it.
Well, we stick to your gum wall in Seattle, John.
Okay, in my
Stick,
Starbucks,
stick to
okay, and
your Starbucks and
Costco,
your
and
gum wall.
Microsoft, and yeah.
Right. Well, now, speaking of being in the house, Clay, I saw you do it on Twitter, but for some people that have not already heard you clear it up, can you please, once and for all, put an end to, was it your damn hoodie or not? That
It,
Shelli stole.
well, yes, it was my hoodie, and no, I did not give that one to James. That was kind of going around too. I did give him the blue, or the competition shirt with the blue sleeves and gray shirt with blue sleeves. I did give him that, but as far as the gray hoodie, that was mine. I've been looking for it for so long, and now that Shelli found it and took it back, I'm proud of her. But if I'd known it would have costed her maybe a chance to be in the game, I would have told her just leave it alone. But
Well, did it? Because I'm pretty sure in that contract, stealing other people's property is a violation, and Shelli should probably be reporting that. No, I don't think that they're going to go after her for that. But yeah, I know it was. I can't imagine. I think it must have been hard for her not to have you there. Like I felt really bad for her. I know you said I don't know if you obviously didn't watch the episode when you left.
mhm.
It was very hard for her after that competition to kind of like come back in the house and then just break down because
Mhm.
she had no support system there. Although I think Meg did comfort her a little bit, but it was very heartbreaking to watch her. So I think she just wanted a piece of you. She just wanted something to feel like you were there.
Yeah. Well, I definitely left half of my clothes there apparently because there's about 5 shirts that people are finding that they're giving to her. So
There should be
as
a
if I didn't
website. We can bid on it.
try.
We'll get to that later. Yes.
Okay. Jesus in our chat room wants to know, what was your reaction when you found out Vanessa's worth $4 million?
0.5, 4.5.
$4.5 million.
My reaction was kind of like, I mean, it was believable. Her poker, she's a poker player, and now she's a DJ. I really wasn't buying that, but it wasn't too shocking. I think John being a super fan was more shocking. So that was kind
Yeah.
of crazy to me to find out that John was like this avid super fan because
Or Dennis.
Dennis. You would never get it from talking to him. He seemed kind of clueless, and he's playing a good game, and to kind of fly under the radar like he did, it was kind of funny to see that he was a super fan.
I could totally see how it was. I mean, I love Johnny Mac, but to have that in your face while it got, I couldn't imagine. But yeah, I guess it works because he's successful. So
He
good
is.
for him. Yeah.
Yeah, he's successful. I just got back from the dentist today, and I have no feeling in this side of my face, and it's really starting to bother me now. But I couldn't imagine what it would be like having like a Johnny Mac over your face, being like, "I just gotta put the needle in, and then we're gonna doing it like in that voice." I would hide too from him.
No, I think I told Jeff, I picture his dentist office just having rock posters all over the wall and just playing like death metal music through the speakers. And he's like working on your teeth and people are kind of like freaking out. I got pictures of dentist office like that, and for whatever reason.
All I got from the feeds, and I probably shouldn't even say this because there are probably crazy people watching, but comedic recaps are it. What I got from watching him on the feeds was that he turns a lot of people away. All the stories I hear him talking about his dentistry is like, nope, I told that person I wouldn't do their teeth because of this reason. I wouldn't do it because of that reason. And turned them away, turned them away, turned them away. I'm like, Johnny Mac, you're going to be turning a lot of people away soon. So just keep on talking about your dentistry.
Well, he
But I
turned
like him.
Steve away too. Steve wanted him to, I don't know, pull his wisdom tooth or whatever Steve was going through, and Johnny Mac said he couldn't do that, so he turned Steve away in the house.
Yeah.
Could you
With
imagine?
fires? With what?
I don't know what he was thinking, but I know Steve was he was struggling there for a little bit with his tooth, his wisdom tooth, and Johnny Mac. Everybody was telling Johnny Mac to do his little dentist work on it, but Johnny Mac turned him away.
No, Steve is just smart. He wanted all the money from that lawsuit. He was like, "Come on, Johnny Depp,
Yeah.
pull my teeth on camera in a house on a television show.
That's
Let's go
right.
do it. I'm
That
set
is
for life. I'm set for life." Here's a great question from Patrick on YouTube, who wants to know, Clay, what was your favorite and least favorite competitions in the house?
Oh, let's see. Well, we'll go with favorite first, and I have to go with the only competition that I won, and that was the one with the squirrel outfit and rolling the ball back and forth, the veto competition. That was fun. I love the costume. Those are awesome. My least favorite, probably um, um, the veto competition, the last one me and Shelly played in, the Game of Throws. I love the comp, but just because that kind of solidified our fate, I gotta say that's the one I like the least.
I think your favorite comp probably, although we all know I have a bad memory, but I'm pretty sure this is correct. I think you're in like the Hall of Fame of Big Brother for that. You're the first person to ever do it without dropping the ball. Like you didn't drop it at all, right?
Right. Well, wow, that's
Right.
actually first for me to hear about that, and I'm glad I
Yeah.
did something good. So.
Yeah. I think you are the first person to ever do that. Go ahead, John.
So we've got a question in the chat room. Everybody wants to know this. They're turning on me about it. But let's just, yeah, it's a question. It's Buck fans, television tweets wants to know. Everybody wants to know. Does Clay agree with the idea that many fans felt the Sixth Sense were the villains of this season?
Um, No, I can definitely see that because for the reason that I think between Shelly, Vanessa, and Austin and Liz winning HOHs for the first part of the season, it was almost like we were in power almost every week. And even me, when I watch shows or even movies, I naturally root for the underdog. And I can see how we were maybe portrayed as kind of the villain because no one wants to see somebody just dominate and keep winning and kind of force your will into people. So I do see that. And after that week 5, it definitely turned and we definitely weren't in power anymore, and you can see that. So, but I can agree. I can agree with that comment.
Here's another question that I think is good. It is from Shannon Patterson, and she says, Clay, out of everyone in the house, what made you trust Shelly so much and want to align with her?
That first week is just getting to know people, and for whatever reason, Shelly and myself just hit it off, and we related so much on a personal level, and we came in saying we wanted to play a similar game, and you put your trust in people that first week, and you just wait to see who proves you wrong and who doesn't. And she never turned on me. She always had my back, and it just kind of grew from there. As far as other people, I did the same thing. I told them the same thing as far as, what I tell you stays with us, and you just see where it goes. She was the only one that never really, or never turned on me. Always told me the information that she had and trusted me with it, which, allowed me to trust her with information. So I think it just grew from the first week.
Who right now that is in the house, obviously besides Shelly, would you want to win or, at least make it to the final 2? Or I'll say this, if you had to pick the final 2 right now, and obviously we know you would want Shelly, so minus Shelly, who would you want the final 2 to be?
Definitely Johnny Mac and Steve, honestly. I think I would want them to be in the final 2. Johnny Mac hopefully would win it. I'm thinking Steve is about to turn on his game, and I think he's about to start winning, hopefully. Same with Johnny Mac. So those are the 2 that I would definitely love to see in the final 2.
Okay, John.
Jimerson in our chat room wants to know, why aren't we playing strip recap show? So Clay, I think you've upped mine and Eric's stock, so we appreciate that. Thank you so much. I myself have been going to the gym, so I'm not ready, folks. Okay, so.
Work in progress.
I like everything else, just this middle is a little gushier than I want it to be.
Right. And as we're all aware, I've already said this whole half of my body is very droopy from the Novocaine. But I did wear plaid for Clay. I didn't have denim, but I went with plaid.
Oh, I like the plaid. I was going to compliment you on that too, and the hat. I'm loving it.
Oh,
Hey,
thanks.
what about my graphic?
Shut up, John. Talking to me right now.
Oh my God.
Here is, here is another good question that it seems that we seem to be getting a lot, and it's quite simply, what is your favorite quality, if you can only pick one, about Shelli?
Ooh,
I like that.
just one. You know, is being genuine a quality? 'Cause
Sure.
she
Yes.
is, she honestly is one of the most genuine people that I've met, and I think that's again what led me to her and led us to align together. So she reminds me of home, easily relatable, and I think her just being, like I said, so genuine is really what drew me to her.
Now, everybody gave me such shit because I was all about, oh, I love you two guys, and I love love, and I love that Clay's doing this for her, and I just love it and love it and love it. And I was like, and John was making fun of me, and everybody was making fun of me. Fine, whatever.
Yeah.
But
Uh,
Shelli annoyed me a touch. I'm over it now. But at the time, when the whole Vanessa, you, the fight with
Mhm.
James, and all that happened,
Yeah.
I was like, Shelli, why are you doubting Clay right now? Like,
Uh,
why? I
I'm,
can't believe she was doubting you in that moment. How did that feel to kind of go through that with her, where it seemed like she was doubting you a little bit?
um, no, I know where you're coming from, and that definitely it made me a little bit livid. But again, I know Vanessa has kind of been planting that seed that I was going around doing this whole reverse psychology, saying send me out, but I was hoping people would vote for me. I don't know. And you're in the Big Brother house. Paranoia is going to be there every step of the way, and I can see how maybe Shelli, for a second or split second, thought or questioned me if I was doing that. Again, I think it should have been, she should have asked me. I said no, then it should have been over with. But, you know, you can't really fault her. There was a lot of emotions flying around at that time. And, you know, hey, if we're playing Big Brother, you're going to be paranoid. You're going to worry about if the people that you trust really have your back or not.
Uh, I agree. I completely agree. And I want to say this isn't so much a question, but it's just a comment. And it's a comment that I feel so strongly about, I think it deserves to be said, especially after last season. And it is from Crystal. And she just says, I just want to say thanks, Clay, and all of the BB17 cast for being so social with your fans. Because last year's cast kind of wasn't. Not all of them, but
Mhm.
a large majority of them weren't, and you guys have all come out and been really social with fans. So I'm getting a lot of people just
yes.
wanting you to know they appreciate that.
Super nice, super social, and technology savvy, like
Right.
Eric said, right? Like you guys
Triple threat.
understand what the internet is, how to connect to it.
Mhm.
You didn't fall, you didn't lose those
Well,
skills going in the house.
I definitely appreciate the support. It means way more than I can say to y'all right now. And having so much loving tweets and so much support, you know, it makes me want to interact with all of them and all of y'all and just express my gratitude. And so keep them coming. I love it, and I'll try to respond to as many as I can.
Well, you're doing it right now. That's why whenever we have you guys on, we try and make it be as much about fan questions as we can, which is why I'm going to shut up right. That's why I'm going to shut up right now and say, we know that you're in contact with a lot of people. I don't really know what they're talking about because I'm seeing this a lot, but you can totally not want to talk about it if you don't. But are you not talking to DeVonn now that you're out of the house? I'm seeing a lot
Uh,
of people asking if you and DeVonn have talked or worked it out, but I don't know what they're talking about.
no, I mean, I've reached out to everybody that's out of the house, and you know, she was the only one that hasn't gotten back to me. You know, look, it's a game. I understand that, and there's no hard feelings on my end. If there is on hers, that's fine. Maybe eventually, you know, those will subside, and hopefully, we can be friends outside of the house because I know she was a great person in the house, and I would love to be friends with her outside of the house. So hopefully we can get past that. If not, that's okay too. I hold nothing against her. I understand.
It's a game.
So it's a game, DeVonn. And the only thing I'll say in her defense is I heard like last week or maybe earlier in this week, like something happened to her mom. So maybe if she's not getting back to you, like I saw she put out some tweet like I'm in the hospital with my mom, so she's not getting back to you. Maybe that's why. But I don't know. I don't know. Go ahead, John.
I've got a good question. All right, Clay, you're in the final two. And guest 550 and Betsy in our chat room want to know, what do you think yours and Shelli's biggest move has been so far, or your biggest move?
My biggest move, I hadn't won HOH, so I couldn't really say my biggest move yet, because honestly, I don't think I made a big move up until when I was evicted. Shelli's, I think she's made a lot. I think by her winning 2 HOHs as early as she did, by her sending out the 2 players she did, I think those alone were big moves. I think that's why she is a huge target. And, again, we can play the coulda, shoulda, woulda, or I would have done this, but we'll just say if I stayed in the house, I definitely would have won a few more comps. And whether people think so or not, then I'll just keep saying I would. Because we'll never know.
You never know. You can't really play shoulda, woulda, coulda in Big Brother because
exactly, I know.
A million things could have happened.
Yep.
Of course, another question we're getting from so many people. This one from Rubber Ducky BB17 wants to know, what does your family think of the relationship with you and Shelli, Clay?
They kind of stand where I stand. They loved us from the show. They loved that I had somebody that I could confide in and trust and play the game with. And they were just waiting, for when she gets out of the house, and we'll take it one day at a time. So they support me 100%, and we'll see where it goes.
Perfect. A good answer. I'm just trying to bang through these because we have so many that I'm trying to get to as many as we can. Here's one from K.O. Kathy who wants to know, what do you think, Clay, of Austin's alter ego Judas?
Oh.
Or lack of.
His alter ego. When I found out about this, it was a little scary. To me, it just means that you really can't trust him because you're pretty much playing with 2 different people, and you never know what one's going to do versus the other. It's cool that he has an alter ego. I would love to have an alter ego. I think Steve has one. It's DeVonn. So DeVonn gets a little crazy too, if y'all didn't see. But I don't really have a comment on it. It's cool he has an alter ego. It's not somebody I would trust in the game, knowing that. So I don't know why he's not a bigger target than he is, because that's kind of scary.
No, here's the thing that I've said that I have not understood about your cast, Clay. You guys are like literally right from the start playing so hard. Well, Audrey definitely playing so hard right from the start. I think you guys are more on the offensive, but you guys are very vocal about like, I'm going to go after you next week. Now, right now, I'm working with these 2. And you guys would just lay everything right on the table. Like, it was no problem. Like, here's 85% of my game, if you guys want. Your cast was very weird about that in the beginning.
I do agree. And I think a running joke in the house was there was a new alliance every day in the house. And that was such a joke to me. Again, people jumping ship so fast, people not being loyal to, who they said they're going to be loyal to. It was just, everything was everywhere. That's kind of the theme of this season, though. It's been interesting, too.
Definitely. John, do you have a question? Or you want
I do. I've got several questions. I'm literally having to copy and paste them in a Word document because it's going so fast, Clay. You're super popular. We've got Jen in the chat room. She's saying, John, is there a polite way to ask him to describe the differences between game lies and playing without integrity? And can he discuss some of the game lies and strategies?
Oh, good question. Let me see. Basically, I guess for I can use myself as an example. What I would try to do is, if somebody asked me for their vote and I knew that I wasn't going to give it to them, I wouldn't tell them that I would vote for them. I would just leave it up in the air and say, I don't know yet, because I didn't want to promise them something that I wasn't going to do. I know that's kind of a smaller example, and just, not bullshit it. Oh, can I say?
Yeah,
Like
you
that?
can.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, not blow smoke up people's butts, And again, I know it's Big Brother. You're gonna lie, but to the extent at which you lie is kind of. I know there's, a lie's a lie. I agree with that, but there's a little gray area as far as what you're lying about. I think Shelli did good at just not saying what she wasn't gonna do, and or what she could do but didn't do it. There's really not one way to go about that. To completely play an honest game, it might be impossible, but you can still kind of limit, how you play it and the things that you do as far as to jeopardize your integrity.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense, I guess.
Oh, absolutely. And speaking kind of about that, you and James kind of had a explosive moment before you left the house. How do you feel about James now?
Oh, no, what people don't know is before I even left the house, I went up to him and said, look, it's water under the bridge. It's no big deal. And he agreed. And, everything's good on our end. And, I get it. The move that he made was a game move. And, right now it's paying off for him. So I can't really fault him for that. There's no hard feelings, nothing personal. I understand, where he was coming from. And, look, it's better at his game.
He's a ballsy little guy, too. I mean, having him look up at you and not move, right? It was just like...
he is ballsy, but you know what? He's playing a good game, so I can't really fault him for anything.
He is. He's playing. I like when people play a non-emotional game, and I feel like he's playing a non-emotional game, which I do appreciate.
Yeah.
Here's a good question from Shay fans who wants to know if Shelli is evicted and the juror that ends up returning, what would your advice be to her?
I love that question.
Oh, don't trust Vanessa. Get away, abort ship. I'd rather her play with James than Vanessa, honestly. That's a big statement.
Shelli was killing me last night. I was literally yelling at the computer screen. I don't really watch the live feeds unless people are telling me, like, ooh, you got to watch this, you got to watch that, or if I need to catch up. So people were like, oh, Shelli's finally talking to Becky and the goblins. So James and Meg, the goblins, that's what they call them. So I'm like, oh, let me go watch this. And Shelli is being so polite. I'm like, Shelli, blow up Vanessa's game for the love of God. You would be able to stay in this house right now if you just blow it up. But you won't.
Oh, no. That's
a conversation in that house. So, we'll wait for Clay to come back. There was
a big pause.
There's a big pause. We'll wait for Clay. Here, let me text Clay and tell him that he can just re-click on the link.
Yes.
Well, we're doing...
And for everyone in the chat room, I'm trying to get to your questions. There's so many. I'm sorry if I'm not. And I'm sorry if I'm making a poopy face.
And tell the people that you're all correct. We're not going to bombard him with nasty questions. Welcome back, Clay. I was just texting you to tell you you can just click back on the link.
Yeah.
Got it.
And telling the chat room to be nice, sir. I was reprimanding our chat room. I love you, chat room people. You know I love you. So I have no short-term memory. John, what was I just saying?
We were talking about Shelli being too nice, and why isn't she blowing up Vanessa's game?
Oh, right.
See, go
ahead. Go ahead, Clay. I mean, it's easy for us to say because we're getting to watch in every angle. You guys only can go with the information you have, so...
Well, I guess I don't know if this question, but for that question, the same thing with Becky before I left. Vanessa wanted us to blow up Becky's game, and Becky was actually the one feeding us information from James and them, so we didn't feel like it was necessary for us to exploit Becky when she was actually helping us out in the game. And, call it nice, call it whatever you want to call it, but, we couldn't do that to her, and maybe Shelli feels or felt the same way about Vanessa. She didn't know that Vanessa was throwing her under the bus, and she felt like she wasn't going to play that game to exploit her. So I really don't know what she was thinking at the time, though.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure she's thinking, I want to kind of. I'm sure, in a way, Vanessa is scary. I would be afraid of Vanessa. I don't want Vanessa in my face screaming at me. We already know she has a good ability to turn the house. So
Screaming, crying, screaming, crying, screaming. Which is it? That's scary.
Right. Experienced that firsthand, and it's pretty.
But you protect her. You protect her a little bit, Clay. You protect her a little.
You're in that alliance still, Clay. You're still in it.
I know.
So Jessica Wise has a good question on our chat room. So television tweets, get off my butt. Everybody get off my butt. Who needs to follow if Vanessa should, leave the house during the DE to help her odds of returning to the game?
I want to say that one more time.
Who needs to follow Shelli during DE to help her odds of returning to the game?
Because there's the buyback with the four.
Right.
Who needs to follow? One of the twins, or Austin, because I don't think they can win anything, and I don't see them winning anything. So if one of them were to go, I think it would help Shelli's chance at coming back into the game.
Speaking of the twins, Shady wants to know, who do you think is the more strategic one? So I guess the one that would help Shelli get back in the game.
I don't know if there is one.
I think it would be Julia. From what I've seen.
Maybe her. I really don't know. I didn't talk to them much as far as on the game level. I thought they were just kind of in the house being the house, but I don't know. I can see Julia looking back now at it. Maybe her over Liz.
Well, I love the fact that she was like, listen, Austin betrayed us to Jason. Liz, you need to, remember that this is
out of it,
Yeah.
I do agree.
At RiaCass01, oops, it didn't put it up. Sorry, Ria. But at RiaCass01, he's one of our favorites on YouNow. And I should have said that at the beginning. If you guys aren't following us on YouNow, follow us on younow.com/realityrecaps. Become a fan there. That helps support our shows too. But she wants to know, Clay, what is one of your favorite memories of something that you and Shelli did together in the house?
One of my favorite memories.
I'll help you out. Entering that house, the dinner that you guys had together in the last night.
And to Julie. Hey, Julie.
Why did you do that together?
You know what? Honestly, just Oh my gosh. Probably the hammock time that we had. I think that was really cool to just sit there and take my mind off the game anytime I went to the hammock. Those moments were pretty good. You kind of forgot that you were playing the game and could just, talk about personal stuff, whether it was family or anything else. And I called her my vacation away from, or I called her my vacation from the game. So that's kind of what it was. And it was nice to lay in the hammock and just kind of have those talks.
You guys were definitely very good about saying, we're going to take a break from the game right now. We're not going to talk game. I haven't seen a lot of people be able to do that. So kudos to you guys for doing that.
Thank you.
John, do you have a question?
I do. Television Tweets wants to know, curious if he's connected with any BB alum.
I have quite a few actually, and a lot of them have reached out. They've been extremely supportive and offered their support through all of this, and I'm really appreciative of all that, and I look forward to meeting a lot of them and connecting with them in the near future.
A lot of people are kind of just asking in general, what is the biggest thing that you've learned or that you're going to take away from your experience or your time in the Big Brother house?
Biggest experience.
Or just what are you going to take away? Is there anything that is you really feel like you learned something or like lesson or just anything that you're going to take away that maybe you didn't enter in
Yeah.
with.
Honestly, I thought I was a little more deceitful than I was and a little better liar than I was. So now that I know I can't lie and people know when I'm lying, I'll like take that away from it, honestly.
And the answer we were looking for was Shelli.
Oh my
Wait, let me
gosh.
rewind that. Let me.
No, that's good. We have so many questions for you, and the questions are working. I really want to get all the fan questions in because they're working. Normally, we'd be having a touch more of the comedic and the laughs, but I like this that for once the questions are working, so I love it. I want to push through as many as we can.
Good.
Here's a good one from JO73. Okay, I shouldn't have said it because now it won't let me put them up anymore, but at least I can see them. Do you wish that you would have gotten into an alliance with Becky and Johnny Mac earlier?
I do. I really do. I know Johnny Mac I trusted throughout most of the game, and I think Becky really did want to work with myself and Shelli. I think we were a little too late with that and trying to pull her in because once James won HOH that last time, she kind of went up there and they kind of pulled her in. I think then her winning HOH, they came to her, and I think it was a little too late, like I said. But earlier in the game, for sure, I think we waited too long to try to get that alliance going. There were talks about it, but we never actually acted on it.
Were you surprised how close Becky and Johnny Mac really are?
Yes and no. I knew they were close, and they actually told us to make it a point to tell people that they're not as close as they are. So they did a pretty good job of separating and not seeming so close. But I knew that they were close. I knew that they were trying to play it down to not be as close as they were.
I'm almost afraid to ask this question because I always get a little scared when I don't know what people are talking about, but I'm hoping this is an innocent question. It's from A. Barnswalaw or Ashley. Let's just go with Ashley. And she says, Clay, have you been working on the tissue box cover you promised Shelli?
Oh, that was with my exit interview with Jeff. And you know what? I have not been working on that, but I will make sure to have that done before finale night. I might even bring it to finale night with me. So I'll get that done, Ashley.
Okay, there you go, Ashley. What did you think? Honeycutt _pool wants to know, what did you think of your comic book cover?
And then we'll tell you what we thought.
Whoa, it was entertaining. I liked it. Thanks for whoever made it. I really appreciate it.
Which pants do you prefer? Which color?
I was loving the pants that I had on then. Like red and black.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was kind of feeling those. So if I can get
I was too. I'm wearing red for that. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my God.
Here's another question that we're getting a lot of. This one from Carly Moore, who wants to know, would you go on The Amazing Race with Shelli if that was offered to you?
100% for sure would go on The Amazing Race. We actually talked about in there that being able to travel around the world would be an awesome experience, and Amazing Race, hopefully they need a couple to go on the show because I know we would love to do that.
Here is what, again, I would guess, Clay, and don't you respond to this at all. I'm just guessing something. But I would guess that when Big Brother cast members are picked to be on Amazing Race, they are asked on finale night privately. Probably, I would guess, at the finale party, somebody asks them. So I would guess that's when you would find out if they wanted you to be on it, I guess. It's a guess.
Wow.
That's all I'm saying. It's a guess.
Well, insider.
Right. I know, right? I hope you're right. We'll see.
we'll see what happens with that guess.
People are asking, what did you think of Shelli's comic, Puma?
It was funny.
Little cougar, little bugger.
Yeah, a little puma. I don't know what a puma and a cougar is, but either one.
A cougar is a woman over 40, and I think a puma is one under 40.
Oh, wow. You got the official definition. Okay.
That's what I'm here for, information.
Yeah, right.
I'm information, Clay.
No, it was it was clever, to say the least. I think it could have done without the spanking comment, but it was it was definitely funny.
Clay, you got off easy. I gotta say, go talk to @SteinStinks, who I know is with Frankie Grande tonight, but go talk to one of our favorites, Christine, who we love, or I'm sure you watched last season. Go watch the way that edit could have gone.
Ooh,
You and Shelli, it's unfortunate when a storyline is made of something that's just a ridiculous storyline. I love Shelli for having like a good sense of humor about it, and I think that you're both great for having a sense of humor about it, and at the end of the day, it shouldn't matter at all.
So you did a recap with two gay guys. Your shirt's still on. You're still smiling. You still like us.
It's a good day. It's a good day.
It's a good day.
Hopefully, and it will still be in an hour and a half, or an hour, or still hoping.
When does it come on? Does it come on at 7 or 8 Central Time?
For you, it comes on at 8.
At 8, okay.
For us, so in other words, it's coming on in an hour.
Gotcha.
And we are going to actually start wrapping up now. We're going to take like 2 or 3 more questions, then we're going to wrap it all up. Here's a question that I'm getting from a ton of people is just, who do you want to win it all, Clay? Like, not obviously not Shelli, but other than Shelli, who would you want to win it all?
Again, I think I would love to see Johnny Mac win it. For personal reasons, I love him as a person. I think he's a great guy, and to see him win it would be awesome, and he needs the money to pay off his school expenses, so that would be a good cause for it.
Oh, no, Clay. No.
What?
Don't use that one. I just paid $600 to get a cavity filled. Clay, he's going to be just fine. Trust me, Clay. He's going to be just fine.
Well, we made a deal that if he wins it, he owes me a truck, so that's kind of why I really wanted to win it, but I couldn't say that. So there's a good reason.
Ask Derek how that turns out.
Oh, really?
That's all we're going to say about that. Let's not even mention that anymore. But I'm saying you might want to go talk to Derek.
Okay.
Have Clubby at Clubby NYC, I don't know why I keep thinking it's going to pull it up and it doesn't, wants to know, have you touched base with Jason at all since you've been out of the house?
Yeah. He actually reached out to me first, and we talked, communicated, and wished me the best of luck. He said no hard feelings, and I said the same. And it's all good on both of our ends. So glad I could talk to him, and glad we could kind of squash any resentment that may or may not have been there. So that was good to do.
Perfect. All right, and I think this is a good last question to wrap it up is, did you ever consider starting a guys alliance when you were in the house? I know a lot of us have seen afterwards now you, Jeff, and Jace want to do a little guys group and stuff at the finale, maybe going after Austin a little bit, but do you wish you would have gotten a guys alliance together in the house?
Looking back on it, I can't really say, because I think that was a thing for me coming into the house. I didn't want to jump into anything right off the bat, because I didn't know anybody in the house. I didn't know how they would react to certain situations, and I couldn't really promise them something that I couldn't uphold. And I didn't want to jump in an alliance and then 2 days later say, oh my gosh, I can't trust this guy. So I kind of held off on that. Looking back on it, yeah, if I knew what I know now, I probably would have gotten to it in the guys alliance. But it's hard to say that on the first day,
Right.
And speaking of Jason, it's his birthday.
I did wish him happy birthday, so...
So happy birthday from all of us, Jason.
Yeah, That's right. Happy birthday, Jason.
Happy birthday, Jason.
Oh,
And
my
we're at
Lanta.
John,
Yeah.
oh, my Lanta. John, do you have any final question from the chat room or
I
question?
don't. I just have sentiments. Everyone is just really likes you, Clay. Everyone wants to know. They hope you're modeling and getting some great opportunities after being out of the house, and just a lot of well wishes. So
Well, good.
yay!
Glad to have those. Glad to have them.
Yes.
Much appreciated, for sure.
Well, perfect, because that's how I want to wrap it up. Clay, the floor is yours. You have tons of fans everywhere, chat room, Twitter, social media. The floor is yours for final thoughts. What do you want to kind of leave your fans with?
I mean, I'll just keep saying what I've been saying, and I really appreciate all the support. Sincerely, it's been a blessing to have as much support as I've had, and being showered with all the love. And I'm trying to respond to as many as I can and talk to all y'all. So just give me time, be patient, because it really does mean a lot, and it means way more than y'all will ever know. So truly appreciate it. Hope to connect with most of y'all, and hope to interact with y'all tonight during the show.
There you go. Follow Clay on Twitter. Well, actually, I'll have you tell the people what your thing is in 1 second. John, tell the people where they can follow you and find you and what you're doing. Go.
Just doing all kinds of stuff and red carpets in LA and covering other reality shows besides Big Brother. And you can find me everywhere: Instagram, Facebook, Twitter at Comedy Jonah. And so glad to talk to you, Clay. Thank you so much. This has been fun.
Thank y'all for having me. I really appreciate it. It's been fun.
Thank you. And yes, and I will remind everyone if they want to watch the edited version of this interview, it'll be in our YourRealityRecaps.com/BB17 page. And 24/7 live feed updates, flashback times. Of course, we do YouNow/Reality Recaps. You guys can see all of that. Clay, tell the people one last time where they can find you on social media.
You can follow me on Twitter at C_honey25, and you can follow me on Instagram at CH_BB17.
All right, everybody. We will see you guys. We'll all see you guys online probably in about an hour for Big Brother Double Elimination. Bye, guys. Bye, everybody.